Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Geek. My name is Ren Geekness. I am, of course, joined as always by my co-host Zach Pope. How are you doing today, Zach?
Tired, but I'm here, and we're reunited to talk about a Star Wars movie. How many times do you think we've talked about a Star Wars movie that never happened?
Oh, too many times. I could go on the playlist section right now and just look at it. Because I'm sure we talked about the YTD one, the Kevin Feige one. We talked about what was the Patty Jenkins
one? Probably, yeah.
We talked about that. So yeah, plenty. But looks like this new one is coming out. So today we're going to be addressing the little bit of news that we got from this week's, from this year's rather. But it just started on Thursday or Friday, if you want to get technical about it. In Japan, in Tokyo, Star Wars celebration, they talked about 2 movies, 1 animated series. We're going to get into all of that. But before we do, we're going to go into our weekly ranking. That's when we take a look at everything we watched this past week and rank it from the worst to the best, including your weekly rankings, which you can drop in the comment section, in the live chat, I should say, not in the comment section, in the live chat if you're watching us live. And if you're not, thank you very much for watching us however you're watching us, whether it's on a commute, while you're at the gym, just hanging out with us at home as you wait for WrestleMania tonight, because it's WrestleMania weekend. So, without any further ado, Zach, do you want to get us started on your weekly ranking?
Okay. Let's see. What did I watch this week? Because I don't remember. Oh, that's it. All right. So this week, watched 4 things. Number 1, or bottom of the list. So everything I watched this week basically was a 4 or a 5. Just so everyone knows. So at the bottom, my number 4 is The Accountant 2. It was tax day out here. So they did early screenings that you could pay to go see. Paid to go see The Accountant 2. It was a good movie. I liked it. I really liked the original, and I really liked this movie. I think I even liked this one more. It's a little messy in the story, but Affleck and John have the best chemistry in the world. The all-star chemistry. Like, you think Affleck and Damon have great chemistry? This almost rivals it, just like throughout the entire film. So this film, like, whatever it could be, I talked to one friend who thought it was dog shit, but he agreed. He's like, I'm still positive on the film because of them. I liked everything else. I didn't love everything else, but I love them. I love them so much that I would watch 7 more films, 7 more Accountant films, easily. So that's at the bottom. Up next, I have Anora. Anora is amazing. My wife finally watched it.
Oh, she hadn't seen it.
No, she was very hit or miss if like it would be her thing, and I kept telling her, I was like, I really think you'll like it. Mostly just because of like the sexual stuff. Like, is it really like a film that's like gonna be her cup of tea, or is it like a guy film? Which I was like, no. Like, I promise you, even though it's with strippers and stuff like that, it has like this is a film you would like. And she laughed. I was falling asleep throughout it, and the scene when they're in the house, and because we were watching at like midnight. The scene in the house when the Tweedledee and Tweedlefuck are like trying to like keep her calm. She was just laughing her ass off. Like, so I knew, I was like, all right, she likes this. So the next film, I'm gonna try and get her to watch Poor Things, because I think she'll also like that one too. But that's another one where she's like, eh. So she really liked the Nora. I love the Nora again. It's better the second time. Up next, Monsters Inc. Classic Pixar. Showed the son. Does not like Randall. Does not like Randall. I mean, who does? But he did not like Randall. He would like oh. But he enjoyed it. He liked it. Probably has no idea what was going on, but it's whatever. But my number 1 of the week is one of the best films of this decade, for me personally, and it's an amazing film that I was supposed to see again today, but stuff came up, so gonna go see it next week, and again take my wife, maybe, hopefully. No matter what, I'm seeing this film again. But that's Sinners. I knew I was gonna like this. I like everything Coogler does. I didn't know I would fucking love it. Within the first 30 minutes, forgot it was a horror film. I just was so locked into everything going on that I was just like, I want to see where this storyline goes. And then once they reintroduced that back in, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a horror film. I fucking love this movie. I love this movie so much. I can't stop thinking about it. I went to work and told every single person to go see it. I'm genuinely obsessed with what Ryan Coogler did here, and it makes me, as much as I would love to see him do a Black Panther film, another one, it almost makes me go, please never do it. Just go out and do an original film, another one. So yeah,
I think
that's my weekly ranking, man. I love that movie so much.
I love it too. In fact, it's the only movie I saw this week, because otherwise I've just been.
What do you mean?
I am behind on so much.
Where's Andor? Did you finish Andor yet?
Halfway there. I got 6 more episodes.
Okay.
I'm off until Tuesday, so I can get it done. Don't worry.
Sure, Ren, sure.
I do think I watched some episodes this week, but by now I watched so much Fire Force that it's blended in. But my number one, the only film I watched this week, like you, is Sinners. This film truly is spectacular. Believe the hype. I'd sort of say it's Ryan Coogler's Babylon with some of the filmmaking techniques he applies here, the way he conveys his story.
Dude, it's very Tarantino too.
Very Tarantino. Like, don't get me wrong, it has literally on a visual level, sort of on an aesthetic level, story. Like, it has nothing to do with Babylon, but it's kind of a bold, like, this is what I'm doing, get along with or don't.
The juke joint scene, man. The juke joint scene, my jaw was speechless.
The juke joint scene is insane. That sequence, oh my god.
The way music is layered throughout this film is incredibly talented. Because I didn't expect, I saw one trailer, and that was enough.
Same.
I saw one character that was a vampire, and I wish I never knew that. Going
after the film, I was told one of the characters that people show are bitten and turn into vampires, and as soon as I was told that, I'm like, why would you reveal that?
Yeah. I didn't know about one of them, but I knew about the first one that becomes one.
Because the first one, it shows up as a vampire on the teaser trailer. Yeah, and
that shouldn't have been shown either.
You see, like, the eye effect, like, glowing in the dark, and
The second I saw them, I was like, okay, I already know this is gonna play out. So how's this turning? And then, like, as it played, I was like, I wish they never showed that.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. But seriously, I cannot wait to go see this film again after I catch up on the many things I still have to catch up on. I was telling you, I still haven't seen Drop, still haven't seen Warfare, still haven't seen Death of a Unicorn, and I forget
out of
what
all
else.
Those. Warfare, only one in theaters, only one. The other ones you can watch at home, and God.
Oh no, I want to watch Drop in theaters.
Drop is fun, but I would say make Warfare your priority.
But Warfare just came out, so that's inherently not number one. It is number two, because, like, out of the three, it's generally speaking the one I'd be most interested in. But I want to watch Drop for sure. Yeah. All right, and we have 2 weekly rankings on the live chat. First up from Tony Movie Chappie, number 1, Warfare. Number 2, Shiners. Maybe he meant Sinners. Maybe there's a film called Shiners I never heard about. Number 3, Drop. And number 4, Doom Unrated Movie. I've never heard of that one. GGOEP. Number 6, One of Them Days. Still have to watch this one. Didn't get released over here. Number 5, Daredevil Born Again finale. I forgot. We should talk about the finale. The studio episodes 4 and 5, which I need to catch up on. I have 3, 4, and 5 to watch. Number 3, Thank You for Smoking, which is very underrated. Number 2, Fruitvale Station. And number 1, Sinners, which I agree with. Sinners is the movie of the year right now. So, with those out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, let's move into our main topic. And is Star Wars back? Because now Star Wars Celebration has happened, and I believe if we didn't give this exact same title to an episode back in 2023 when Star Wars Celebration London was happening, or when where was it last year, Zach? or was this the
Florida,
first?
I don't think it was last year, but the year prior to that, I thought it was like Florida.
Okay, so
no, wasn't it the
2023 was the
UK?
last one.
Didn't you go to the last one?
Yeah, I went to the last one, but I thought there was one last year. Only when I started like speaking
No,
about
I
it.
think you went to the last one, and then I went to the one previously for that.
So the next one is back in America, and then they'll come back to Europe. So last Star Wars Celebration, we talked about this because there were a lot of projects. They announced the Ray project, the Mangold project, and they announced episodes 11, 12, 10, 11, 12 would come out. They also announced the Ray movie. So all these movies have been announced. Now, we haven't heard like concrete updates on any of these projects at this year's Celebration yet, but this year's Celebration is still happening. We got 2 more days to go. Or we got 1 more day to go, I think. Yeah, we got 1 more day to go. But we did hear more development on this Sean Levy Star Wars movie that we've been hearing about since the summer. I think it was around when Deadpool and Wolverine came out that we first heard that he was going to do a Star Wars movie. And then Ryan Gosling joined that film, which is impressive of itself. Many of you know he's my favorite actor working today, so seeing him in Star Wars is exciting. Well, now we got a release date. We have a title in Star Wars Starfighter, and I'm going to go off on the tangent right away because, Zach, I think this is a remake of The Last Starfighter, except it's just in Star Wars. I think that's exactly what they're going to do. And I think that not just because of the obvious title comparison, but Sean Levy, we've discussed this plenty on the show. Sean Levy is very much a Spielbergian sort of director, storyteller. He comes from that generation where every filmmaker that was born in that time is now inspired very directly by Steven Spielberg. And The Last Starfighter is a very Spielbergian classic from the 80s. So I think it fits extremely well. I really love the idea of Gosling in the Star Wars movie. I wish he could be a Jedi or a Sith or at least have a lightsaber. I don't think he's going to have any of those at all. He might fight a Sith, but he won't be a Force user himself. But I'm very excited for this. Like I said, Ryan Gosling is my favorite actor working today. I like Sean Levy. And again, it just feels like we're building back momentum because now we have a release date for May something 2027. I forget the exact day. I know it's one of the holidays you guys have there. I don't remember if it's President's Day, Veterans Day, but it's one of those. And we're just a little over 2 years away from it, where it feels like development is properly happening. Zach, what are your thoughts on this? On the title, on the team up with Levy and Gosling and everything else? How's it looking for you?
It just looks awful. I would rather have something better than this. So, I don't know why we got Levy directing something. I don't know why we got. I can't even say it with a straight face. I'm excited. It's not the one that I wanted to see next. Personally, I would have rather seen the Ray film. I would have rather seen the James Mangold film. I'd rather see all those other than a Mando and Grogu film. As much as I love The Mandalorian, as much as I love Grogu, I don't really care for this film still. And I know the trailer is going to be fun, but whatever. I digress. There's other films that they have announced that I'm more excited about. Mm-hmm. I don't care about the Taika Waititi one. I don't care about the Simon Kinberg trilogy that they fucking... Yeah, that's fucking dead. The Simon Kinberg trilogy that was referenced.
I forgot about that one.
And then we have the Ray film, which honestly at this point, I don't think is ever going to happen.
Really? Okay.
Nope. Nah. I think there's a higher chance of Ray showing up in the Sean Levy films. And I'll explain why in a second. The James Mangold film, 50-50 on happening. It genuinely, like, I just, he's busy.
Okay.
I think if we were going to see it, he doesn't have anything lined up right now. And they said that this was the next project, basically, that he was going to work on. So why was he not there to discuss it at all? Even if there was no movement, he's still doing the script. It would have been cool to have him there and post a release date, 2029. I don't give a fuck. At least that's a release date out there that we can look forward to. And then wasn't there another film they announced? Or is that it? Because there was 3 when you went, right? It was those 2 and then...
The Filoni one, the Mandalorian and Grogu, which they did talk about, so we'll get to that in a bit.
The Filoni
Yeah.
just directed one, right, in the
Yeah,
Mandoverse. Okay.
yeah.
Which I didn't hear much about the news on that. Maybe I missed. I saw he was doing Ahsoka season 2 that they're starting to film next year, or next week's, which is really cool. So just speaking on Sean Levy's a really fun director. I mean, I can't go against that. I really like what Sean Levy has directed. There's certain things about his films that I don't like as a director, but like I was worried about him doing Deadpool and Wolverine. He'd never done an R-rated film, and I thought overall the thing that worked in that film was the heart of it, the soul, which is my favorite thing about every Sean Levy film. Adam Project, Free Guy, the Stranger Things episodes, Real Steel, Night at the Museum, even.
Yeah.
Heart and soul. What does a Star Wars film need? Heart and soul. I don't need nostalgia bait. I don't need any of that. And if you're bringing Ryan Gosling in, I think that just showcases. I don't think Ryan Gosling would just sign on for a Star Wars project knowing it's going to be shit. I'm sure he read the script and said this
or
is
knowing
awesome.
it was going to be shelved.
Yeah. And then Mickey Madison was supposedly supposed to be the second one, and she turned it down. And I don't know if you saw John Campia's episode that he did on talking about that, and sometimes he gets stuff right, sometimes he doesn't get stuff wrong. Fully kind of believe what he said. She turned it down because of the fan base. She doesn't know how they'll react to her.
Oh,
fully
100%.
Understand that. So I think that is actually the reason. I think she would have said yes to this because there might be something special. If Ryan Gosling is saying yes, this man doesn't waste his time. This man really does not waste his time with stuff. I'm excited to see that this takes place a couple years after Rise of Skywalker. I think that's cool. I'm curious to see what actors or characters may appear. If we were to take bets, Ren, real quick, off the top, 5 characters that could pop up in this that were in Rise of Skywalker or from the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, Rey, Poe, what's the Lupita Nyong'o character?
Maz Kanata.
Maz Kanata. Rose. I think Rose could show up. Can I cheat and say Lando Calrissian because he is in the Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah. He's alive. Yeah. Mine would be my number 1 actually is Zora, the one with the helmet from the last film.
Oh, sorry, Bliss, Carrie
Russell. Carrie Russell? Yeah.
So Bliss. I'm like, that's not her.
Poe, Babu Freak.
Oh yeah, of course.
Rey, but I think Rey's like an end thing that goes in, to that film she's doing or not.
Okay.
And then last but not least, I'm trying to think. I feel like they would. Oh, Leia's daughter, or
yeah, Billy Lord. I genuinely don't know her character's name in Star Wars.
I don't know either, but that just seems to be one that'd be like, it's a small character, you can bring it back. That's not really a big thing. So
yeah, I agree.
That'd be my guess. I would love if Finn would show up. I would love if Finn showed up.
I'm not.
Personally, for me, I think Ryan Gosling is playing like a Dash Rendar type of character. Or if not playing fucking Dash Rendar, and they're just canonizing him and bringing him into the trilogy instead. But this is. I'm excited. They have a release date. They said they're filming this year. This is the closest we've gotten to another Star Wars film being made. So the sets have to be being built. The visual effects, the previs all have to start getting done.
Yeah. I mean, there is one Star Wars movie that's coming that's been made that they have footage for. We're going to talk about it in a second.
Okay.
So, besides Star Wars Starfighter, we also had the trailer shown at Celebration. It wasn't released online, though. You can find it if you want to. The trailer for Mandalorian and Grogu. And obviously, because it's been leaked, I haven't seen this trailer. I've seen a brief clip where Baby Yoda is swimming. He's doing his strokes. And that's all I saw. But this is clearly a film that's coming out. It's got a date next year. It's coming out before the Ryan Gosling Starfighter film, and it looks. I mean, from everything I've seen, nothing was confirmed or denied. To be fair, at the panel, but we're coming into this film as we've always come into this film with the sensation of this is the finale of the Mandalorian series. And I'm sure the Mandalorian will come back. I'm sure the Ahsoka series after season 2 has a film after that where the Mandalorian teams back up with Ahsoka and Grogu teams up as well because he's more grown up.
Yeah,
But
he'll have a deep voice in that film, and he'll be like, "Yo, bitch, what's up?"
He'll be like,
that's the
New
first
York
thing.
gangsta.
Yeah,
What's
he'll
up,
have
man?
a blaster and turn it sideways.
Yeah, exactly.
The Vespa gang from Boba Fett's gonna race him.
So this film's coming out next year, and we knew Sigourney Weaver was going to be in the film. We didn't know who she was going to be playing, but now we know she's playing a pilot, and
That's
she's
cool.
surrounded by what looks like a lot of BD-8s from the Star Wars game, from the Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor games, which is very interesting. Could we see a Cal Kestis make his film debut in the Mandalorian and Grogu film? I think it's very possible because. Or maybe they just put those droids in because they wanted us to speculate, and that's exactly what we're doing. So
can I be honest with you? I think there's a chance we eventually see Cal Kestis, but I think after the third game. Just because the third game is rumored to come out in 2 or 3 years, and that's the final one. That'll be Cal Kestis' finale. So if he's still alive, potentially.
Okay. We'll see. But what did you see? Anything else from this trailer? Any new bits, details about it that stood out to you in any way?
I didn't see the trailer because I'm trying to do a little bit better at watching reactions, and I can't react to a leaked trailer. So I'm trying to do a little bit better at that. I did see some of the images, like Rada Hut is all muscular now. Why?
I heard about it. I didn't see any images.
Yeah, I saw the image of that, and apparently Jeremy Allen White is playing him. So
yeah,
that's funny to me. They still wouldn't confirm it, but I think like they did an interview where Pedro Filoni and Favreau all got asked, and Filoni and Favreau turned it down, and Pedro's like, I won't speak for Allen, but that would be pretty cool. And it's like, okay, you literally just them two were like, I don't know what you're talking about, and he's like, yeah. But what my biggest takeaway is, Ren. What my biggest takeaway from this entire event about the Mandalorian and Grogu, because I don't even know what the story is for this. Yes, is the finale? Is it not? I don't know, because if this film grosses $1 billion, it is definitely not the finale. They will make another one. They will pull Pedro till he's 90 in the Mando armor. The fact that Pedro was there, that is shocking to me for a lot of different reasons.
He probably got fired, to be honest.
Yeah, there was a lot of rumors going for a while that maybe there was some things going on the set, and the fact that he was barely on set for season 3. I know he's a busy guy. Don't get me wrong. I know he's a busy guy, but that means what's interesting to me is we're going to see his face in the movie, which excites me, which very much excites me. And I never thought that wouldn't happen, but I was hoping it would be more than just the one time thing. I want him to get into that phase of taking the helmet off. I think he looks badass without the fucking helmet, man. So that image that he posted of him, like the HD image, I don't know if you saw it, looks amazing. Yeah. So I'm excited for this movie, but I'm also not I'm pessimistic about it at the same time. I really think they should have just done a show. I really think they should have just done another season and then maybe brought Mando and Grogu in on the Filoni film and made him one of the main characters. Like that's what I would have preferred. It's just, are people gonna go see this? I know people will, but will the people who fell out of love with Star Wars go see it? Will the general going audience members go see it? Especially coming off of season 3, which for me was decent, but not great. It's the only Mando season I did not go back and rewatch. I didn't care to. Yeah. See, if this would have came out after season 2, oh yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, I think $1 billion easily. But season 3 wasn't the strongest, and I think there's an argument made that season 3 could have been a movie. It would have been awesome to have the Siege of Mandalore as a movie. Even if people didn't know, like you just say the Siege of Mandalore,
Yeah.
That's fucking cool. So I don't know. I love Pedro Pascal. I think I've come to terms. I think he's my favorite working actor right now. My favorite working actor.
Nice.
Like it used to be Gosling or DiCaprio and Hardy, and obviously they're still up there, but like Pedro Pascal is just that guy. Like anything he's in, I will go and watch just for him. Like that shitty movie that he's in for like 3 minutes from the Coen brother from last year.
Drive Away Dolls.
Yeah, that was awful.
I like that movie. And I'm leaving the best for last, or at least the one you're most excited for the last, because we also got the announcement of another animated show. And guess what, guys? It's focused on Darth Maul. Darth Maul is the main character. It's called Maul, Lord of Shadows or Shadow Lord?
Shadow Lord, I think.
Maul Shadow Lord is a very edgelordy name. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not a fan of the game, but I will not be complaining about the fact that there's a Maul focused story coming out. I am very happy about it. Sam Witwer is coming back. I stayed away from all details. Like, I don't know when this is taking place, even though it's obviously got to be between Clone Wars and Rebels, because if you've watched Rebels, you know it can't be after that. No spoilers. But yes, it's coming out next year as well. I think it's going to be one of those, like the Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Empire, the upcoming Tales from the Underground or of the Underground.
Yeah,
it's going to be like a small 6-episode, 15-minute sort of thing. It's not going to be too big, but it's more Maul content.
Did they say that? I took it. I mean, I could be wrong. I took it as like Bad Batch.
I didn't take it that way, but no, they didn't say anything either way. That's just how I'm reading it, how it's looking. But yeah, more Maul content. I believe they confirmed it's releasing next year. Do correct me if I'm wrong if you see a release date at all, because I might.
It is next year, yes.
It is next year. And yeah, Zach, you are a big Maul fan. I am a big.
Yeah, because they showed a trailer there. But no one. So what's wild is they showed a trailer there, and no one had like it hasn't leaked yet. But so they showed a trailer. It has leaked.
Yeah, it's on Reddit. It was on Reddit last night.
I'll go find it. I'm really excited for this personally. I hope it's not a short series. I hope it's something that they can do for maybe 1 or 2, 3 seasons. I think this is a show that people have been asking for, is a Maul. You don't want to know when it takes place, right? Or what it's about.
No, you can't tell me. I'm just saying I didn't know, but it has to.
So it takes place, obviously, yes, Clone Wars between Rebels. He has a Padawan that is a Twilk. So from that comic, there's a comic of a red Twilk. Yeah. It's rumored to be that one. So they're making that canon. But it's basically going to revisit that entire piece of storyline that we've missed. And I assume Kira will probably be in this as well.
Since they refused to give us an actual Kira show.
I will say I've heard for a while, like a very long time, that they've been trying to do a Maul show. They originally wanted to do a live action show. But what's his face kind of ruined that deal. Ray Park. Is it Ray Park?
Yeah, Ray Park.
Yeah, I think he ruined that with his Instagram post.
Just give it to Sam Witwer.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. Do you remember his Instagram post?
Yeah, I do. Of course I do.
Fucking stupid. But from what I heard on this, I didn't take it as a Tales of Jedi. I took it as it's Clone Wars. I don't know how many episodes. I didn't see any episode count from everything I looked at, but all I know is I'm excited for this. I think it's a great pick. I hope it's not. I hope you do at least 2 seasons of this. I think there's some meaty storylines to be told there. And if you're only doing 1 season, don't do 6 episodes. Do 12. Do 12. You can see what Andor does. Every 3 episodes, skip a year or skip a couple years. Do whatever. It works. So I'm excited. I know you said this was the last thing you want to talk about, but I also want to mention Ahsoka's panel that went on last night.
Yeah.
They did. They showed Balin. They showed Rory in the costume. Looks great. They talked about how Dave Filoni went and got approval from Ray Stevenson's family to continue Balin's storyline. He said Balin is basically the parallel to Ahsoka. This show does not work without Balin in this season. The Mortis gods will be a big piece of it. Anakin Skywalker, Hayden Christensen will be in this season as a bigger character. The entire Ghost Squad will be in it. Zeb, Ezra, we already expected that, but everyone's going to be in this one. Also, what's interesting is Zeb was in the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer. So
Yes,
how big of a character is he in that? Is that like, again, I love the connection. Zeb was one of my favorite from the Rebels crew.
Do you think we get Kanan back?
As a Force ghost?
As a Force ghost, of course, because if you asked me a year ago, I would say no, because Freddie Prinze Jr. for a long time now, he's been retired as an on-screen actor.
But he's doing the I Know What You Did Last Summer.
He's doing I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Is this the last season of Ahsoka, do you think?
I would imagine it is. I would imagine they go into the film after that.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no, but I'm going to say in the movie. I'm going to say in that movie, Ezra does a Force ghost, and it's just a nice little parallel.
Yeah.
That's it. Because Hera's son will most likely.
They see him in the world between worlds.
Or that, yes. Or that. Because Hera's son. I just have to imagine that is going to be a big thing. And I wouldn't be surprised, man, if they age him up a bit by the movie and maybe make him one of the main characters. Maybe he's a part of Rey's New Order by that point.
Could be.
Like, I mean, it could. I don't know. I'm really excited to see more Thrawn. Oh, and then what did they say about Thrawn? Oh, Admiral Akbar will be in the season. Oh, yeah. And Thrawn and him have a big, which is cool. That's cool to me. So it's 8 episodes. I assume if they're filming this year, it's probably going to come out late next year, early 2027.
Yeah.
Which then Filoni can jump right into the movie, and we'll probably get the movie by 2029 if it ever happens. Maybe Kathleen Kennedy will be gone by then. I don't know. But that's it.
All right, everyone. And with that down, we're going to go ahead and go into your questions. You can leave your questions on the community tab. There's a post there with a thumbnail for this video asking for your questions. Or if you want to ask great questions and actively support the channel, there's a tip link in the description or a super chat feature available. All right, and we start with Eric Thorpe Reviews. Hey guys, I've been MIA a bit recently, so I'm not sure how much you discussed this, but is the Batman Part 2 gonna happen, do you think? We talked about this, but not in this episode, at least not yet. I still think it's gonna happen. I am growing at this point actively concerned. And every day we don't hear, to the point where every day we don't hear any update about it, good or bad, I take it as a good sign. We're at least not hearing it's canceled. But the longer it goes with silence, with no communication, of them at least not delaying it, however long it takes. But yeah, I'm very concerned. I still think it's going to happen, but I am very, very, very concerned for this film. Zach, what do you think?
I want nothing more than to see the Batman Part 2. The Batman Part 1 is my favorite Batman film. It's top 3 comic book films for me. I'm obsessed with that world. I'm obsessed with everything. I don't know what's going on. You know, I know there's been rumors about Matt Reeves' health. Who knows if that's true? Who knows if it's not? I don't know. Some people say it's also divorce. I mean, there's clearly something personal going on. But Matt Reeves also takes fucking years to make stuff. He takes years. He took years to make the first one. What, he took 5 years to basically write the script and then make the movie? So it did take over 7 years. He just hadn't casted Robert Pattinson yet. At this point, if there is something truly going on, I know it's his baby, but at this point, I would hope that he would just bring in a writer or a director from the Penguin to maybe help that out. The Penguin clearly established he doesn't have to be involved with everything as long as he gives them an outline. But second, over under 70%, or nah, 70 is a little too high. 60, 40. I think there's a chance that it doesn't happen. Honestly, I just think James Gunn's DCU. But I'll say this. I mean, if Superman comes out and it's well received, but like maybe doesn't make the most money, you know, I could see this still kicking around that this is a thing. But also, I still think there's a chance that Pattinson joins this world. I mean, honestly, like, I think Warner Brothers would prefer that than to have two separate Batman.
Yeah, I'm not really bothered by
I'm not a
what
fan of it.
others
I'm not
prefer.
into that. What?
I'm not into that at all, yeah. All right, what's next?
WrestleMania predictions. I think Cody Rhodes loses, and I think The Undertaker comes back and kills him.
Oh, okay, interesting. I'm with you on the first half. So WrestleMania predictions quickly. Jey Uso beats Gunther. War Raiders beat New Day. Rey Mysterio beats El Grande Americano. Naomi beats Jade Cargill. Jacob Fatu beats LA Knight. Tiffany should win, but I think Charlotte Flair is beating Tiffany. CM Punk is winning the triple threat tonight. Then tomorrow, Io Sky is retaining against Bianca and Rhea. Liv Morgan and Raquel are retaining against Bayley and Lyra. AJ Styles, please beat Logan Paul. Rey Mysterio is winning the Intercontinental Championship. I think Drew McIntyre wins the street fight. Randy Orton beats whoever comes out. Hopefully it's Joe Hendry. And then John Cena beats Cody Rhodes in the main event. All right. Next up. Nathan Holden, do you believe Jodie Comer rumors for Sean Levy's Star Wars film? I haven't seen any of those rumors, so they probably don't come from a reliable source, so no, I don't believe them. Zach, have you heard any of these rumors? Also, she's already in Star Wars. She's Rey's mom. You're muted. Still muted.
It's My Time to Shine that posted it. Hit or miss. Sometimes he's right, sometimes he's wrong.
Yeah.
Could be true.
Yeah. Alrighty. Next up. Ooh, I lost my spot.
I have the next one.
All right, go for
Film
it.
score recommendations.
Right now, listen
Babylon.
to this score. Sinners. Just listen to
That's
Sinners.
true.
It's phenomenal. Holy shit. Do you have any recommendations?
Babylon.
One of the greatest of all time. Nathan Holden, do you think Sinners will have a shot at the Oscars? Depends on what Oscar you're talking about. Also depends on how much WB backs it. We learned from last year, getting out at this time of year is dangerous for films. So they really, really, really have to put the charge behind Sinners. But I wouldn't count it out, at least at the moment. But yeah, it's still very early. For all I know, Sinners won't be in my top 30 of the year. So maybe I will say at the end of the year, oh, I wouldn't nominate it. But right now, absolutely I would. Zach?
First off, if there are 10 other films better than Sinners this year, we had a great year for movies. Just flat out saying that right now. As for Oscars, what Ren said, it could be the best film of the year. Best reviewed film of the year, which it's one of the best reviewed films of the decade already. But if Warner Brothers does not market that for your consideration, won't get nominated. Or it could get nominated. It won't win though. Look at Dune. That is exactly what happened with Dune. They did not market that film at all for your consideration like they did the first one. The first one, they were doing the Q&As every fucking day. Every day. Denis Villeneuve, Zendaya, Javier Bardem, they were all out there doing them. And I know Timothy had a complete unknown, but he absolutely, if he's in LA, you're going to be doing them for that. You can do over to that. That's in your contract. You have to do these. So that's the big thing. That is the reason Dune did not get all the nominations. That is the reason Dune did not win. It did not win. And I hope Denis Villeneuve got something signed in his contract for the third film. You're giving all the money. This could be the biggest pile of shit. And you're giving me all the money to do a 4-year consideration for part 3. Sinners, I hope they're looking at this and they're like, yeah, we're pushing this.
I
we're pushing this for Oscars. I think there's a chance Coogler, director, writer, picture, performance, Preacher Boy, Absolutely. Michael B. Jordan, absolutely. Haley Steinfeld, absolutely. What's the other girl's name? I always
I
mispronounce it.
never know how to pronounce her name.
It's like Woon Me.
Sinners cast. Wunmi Mosaku.
Yeah, she was fantastic. Delroy Lindo finally gets an Oscar nomination. Did he get nominated for The Five Bloods?
He got nominated.
Oh, but he should have won. I really like that.
Did he win?
No, he did not win. I remember
he
did not win.
Okay.
But that's another one. I mean, this is one of those films that just fucking nails it. So, but yeah.
You're next, right?
Do you think Fast 11 will happen? No news at all. It will.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, it has to. I think there's arguments. Yeah, I think there's arguments behind the scenes on the budget, personally. I think that's where this is happening at. And I'll tell you right now, Vin Diesel, if you'd like this film to happen, maybe take a price cut. Take a price cut, man. Like, sorry, dude, you're somewhat the reason of why this shit has hit the fan. Like,
the movie's going to cost $600 million, but it will happen.
Yeah. And it'll make $100 million.
Yeah, it'll make $100 million. It'll be lucky if it makes $100 million. Benicio Scott, where's the Ray movie? How disappointed we didn't get an update. Yes, but we might still get the update. Star Wars Celebration is still happening. So we might get a panel for the Ray movie still. Don't count it.
I think they're doing a panel for it where they're going to walk out and say it's canceled.
Yeah, sure. Sure, buddy. Imagine their goal. All right, what's next?
Ren, how excited are you for Fantastic Four?
It has been my number one most anticipated film of the year since January. I made a video.
We're on the same wavelength,
where it was my number one most anticipated film of the year. I've been saying for a long time the two most anticipated Marvel projects: Daredevil, Fantastic Four. Daredevil is now out of the way. Congratulations on everyone who finally saw the finale. It's great. But yeah, I'm just as excited as ever. If you're asking this, like, how excited are you now for Fantastic Four? If you're asking this because of the new trailer, I don't watch second trailer, so I didn't. I know what's there, unfortunately, but I don't watch second trailer. So
dude, the best part in the trailer was when Iron Man showed up.
I know, exactly. I've seen that all over Twitter. All right, I'm next, or are you?
No, it's you.
It's me. Benicio Scott, why are people bashing the female Silver Surfer? Because people do not like women being in movies, unfortunately. So, yeah.
I saw a picture, and it was the Silver Surfer, and then it was a picture of a guy with silver all over his mouth.
Oh, why?
I don't know.
All right, what's next?
Tony Movie Chappie, Zach, do you plan on doing any fan mail for your channel in the future? Probably not, because people wouldn't send me stuff, and it wouldn't be worth having a PO box open.
Nathan Holden, thoughts on... No, I missed one. Nathan Holden, movies you enjoy that have bad reviews. Eternals, Thor Love and Thunder, Babylon. I don't know. Let me look at the movies I have here.
The Gorge.
Did The Gorge have bad reviews?
I thought so. I don't think it had great reviews.
I didn't realize that, but yeah, I fucking love The Gorge. The Gorge is great.
Oh no, it's fresh, barely, but it's fresh.
Okay.
A Minecraft movie.
Well, I haven't seen that yet.
It.
All right. What's next?
Thoughts on the Scooby-Doo Netflix show happening, and do you think Big Swiss still happens at HBO? It got announced 3 years ago, yet still no information. I have zero fucking idea what Big Swiss is, but
never heard of it.
Netflix show.
Cool. Show, don't care.
I need more information. Who's writing it? Who's creating it? Who's casted in it? What's Scooby look like? Do we have Scrappy-Doo?
Do you want Scrappy-Doo?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Tony Movie Chappie, do you think the failure of John Carter, The Lone Ranger, and Tomorrowland is why Disney is making live-action remakes, even though those are not movies, especially John Carter, which I think is underrated? That's not the reason. I think John Carter is immensely underrated. I think Tomorrowland is immensely underrated. I think Lone Ranger is a movie.
The Lone Ranger is amazing.
Okay.
I have a fun story on that one. Can I tell a fun story on Lone Ranger real quick? Okay, so this is before obviously Hammer and Depp and all that shit happened, right? There's still, people are still really liking him. So my dad's company he worked for, they used to make gears and parts and all this shit. And sometimes movie studios would come to them and say that we need this, this, and this, and we would make gears.
Keep going.
And I will never forgive him that they offered him to go to set for that, and he didn't fucking take me, and he didn't go.
Oh shit! You hadn't told me.
Like, it would have just been cool to go.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what the movie is. Like, at the time, I love Johnny Depp. You know what I mean? Like, coming off Jack Sparrow, and I think Gore Verbinski did that film too, right?
Yeah, he did.
So, yeah, man. Like, come on, dude. So, I always think back of that, but I think that's part of the reason. Huh?
Part of the reason, yeah.
Yeah, I just live action remakes, they're easier to make.
But that's the thing. Number one, like we live like in the right now these live action remakes are commonplace. Like now these last few years and going forward, they happen all the time. We have at least one a year. This year we have 3, I think, coming out.
We have 3. We have Stitch, Snow White.
Is there another one?
No. Well, if you include Universal's How to Train Your Dragon, I guess there is 3. And Hollywood Spear.
Not for this conversation, because I'm just considered like Disney, but it kind of makes my argument for me still if it is the How to Train Your Dragon one.
I would keep it in there, yeah, because I think other studios are going to start doing it. I'm waiting for Warner Brothers to say, I'm going to make a live action remake of Scooby-Doo Zombie Island.
Oh, please don't. I don't think it's the reason, because these live action remakes, like, because now we're in the time where they come out, they're commonplace. Like every year we have at least one, if not a few. There's too much of a separation, because like when you give the example of John Carter, Lone Ranger, and Tomorrowland, those movies came out in 2012, 2013, and 2015. Like it's been so long now. But also, the Disney live-action remakes were already happening when those films came out. Because the first one to come out was Alice in Wonderland in 2010. So I wouldn't say they are the reason, because the first one that they put out, the first live-action remake, was before any of these, and it made $1 billion, unfortunately. But yeah, I would say that the fact that they flopped contributed to Disney, instead of trying to go for these new stories, just do what they already did in live action, sure. But I don't think they are the reason, to be fair. All right, what's next, Zach?
Okay. G. Colby P. With Daredevil Born Again now out, reactions toward the entire season have been polarizing, with some feeling the reshoots from the old team and new team saying, yeah. Saying it's a Frankenstein monster despite having more things going for it. Did you guys notice the reshoots while watching the series? Yes, but we also binged the series. And I think this is a series that I enjoyed binging a little bit more than watching week to week again. I think when you watch it as a binge, you're not sitting there lingering on certain storylines and where things go. This is the best that they could have done. And I think in a way, this is the perfect return for Daredevil to the MCU. Is it a perfect show? No, there's like questions I have and like things that they did, but I think it's cool what they did overall. And I think yes, some storylines feel a little bit jaded and moved, but let's see where season 2 is. What about you, Ren?
I didn't notice, to be honest. It kind of got to the point where I'm watching, after doing mine, obviously, I'm watching other people's, like watching them week to week and doing their reviews, and more than one person, like in their reviews, brought up the fact that you noticed, quote unquote, the reshoots, and I genuinely felt stupid because I'm like, I didn't notice anything, man. I just really fucking like the show. Like, am I that dense?
That's what I also want to ask. If people didn't know that they did that, would people be saying that?
Yeah, because I don't know that there's a visual distinctiveness to it, because I love how they did the meddling of the old Daredevil that we knew, how it became this new thing, and now it sort of finishes like in sort of middle ground. But yeah, I didn't notice it. It genuinely did not jump out to me, like as apparent as it is for so many other people. But yeah. You read this one, right? So I'm next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jacoby P, what are your guys' thoughts on Joseph Quinn and Vanessa? Excuse me. Kirby's comments on Johnny and Sue from that article about Fantastic Four. Personally, I think people are taking Quinn's comments out of context. Did not read it, so I don't know what the comments were.
I think he's talking about how, if it's the right article, I'm thinking about how Quinn brought up how he's not like a playboy, all this stuff, like how they changed stuff in the comics. I don't give a fuck. As long as he's Johnny, like as long as he has that soul and heart to him as Johnny, I don't give a fuck.
I don't care. This is why I'm not worried about reading articles. I'm gonna see what and how the character is in the film. That's all I care about.
I mean, to be honest with you guys, like sometimes when you do hear actors talk about characters, they're not the same as the comic. Like I'm sure you could go look at Downey Jr. comments about Iron Man, and he's probably made comments that are not like Iron Man from the comics. Like I know even a lot of people love how much John is as the Punisher. A lot of interviews he's been doing, he said some stuff that like, for me, I don't see that in the Punisher, but to your own, man, to your own. Like that's how you feel. Like I love you as the character, so I'm not going to realize that. So I think I think social media is a disease, and I hope one day it goes away. I hope it goes away one day.
Amen. All right, what's next?
G. Colby, what's a movie you liked from your childhood, but now watching it as an adult, you realize it's crap?
I think I liked one of the Disney sequels when I was a kid, one of those direct-to-video ones. But I don't remember. It wasn't Mulan 2. I always hated Mulan 2. I think I liked the Tarzan 2 as a kid. And I don't know that I would say it's crap because I haven't seen it in a long time, but I genuinely do not remember. Genuinely do not remember. GWP, with all the dumb hoopla about Shalabal in the new Fantastic Four, what's the worst example of many of people using its woke DEI hire as actual criticism? I don't know. Any and every time they use it, because like it doesn't count. You're saying nothing. It's like an old man yelling at a cloud when people use this type of shit, because this is not actual criticism of anything at all. All right, what's next?
I know we talked about getting tired of the blank is overexposed criticism, especially dealing with Pedro Pascal, but who's an actor where that critique is valid, or you guys don't care? You only care if they're in a good project.
Yeah,
not for me. I mean, I don't care. Like there was a time when Jennifer Lawrence was in everything, and I was for it. I loved her. I love her.
I will say someone is overexposed if we know them to be a terrible human being or they're not a good actor. But like to me, there's no such thing as someone actually being overexposed. Like that's not the correct way to put it. Simply put.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Lady Aaron, if you're listening to the score for Sinners, would it be the best score of the year currently to you guys or not? Yes. Yes, it would. No other score so far has really stood out for me, honestly. So yeah, it's my favorite score of the year so far. Zach?
Same.
Alrighty, what's next?
Thoughts on Tim Allen saying that Toy Story 5 will be focused a lot on Jesse. Oh, it's woke. It's gonna be woke. Cool. I think that's the right direction. I think Toy Story 4 barely used Jesse, and Jesse is one of the best characters. So I trust Andrew Stanton. if he's coming back and says he has a story, he's one of the few still at Pixar that's one of the originals.
Director of John Carter, by the way, and he did a very good job.
Yes. So I don't mind it. I'm excited to see just more of what this film is about. I have thoughts. I have like things that I'm thinking about. But I can't develop anything until I see a trailer. I have to see an actual trailer. That will tell me the direction of this film. So, but cool. I like Jesse.
Right.
I think Jesse's.
I'm going to be honest. I genuinely cannot wait until people actually use the term woke for this, because I will use the Toy Story line. She is a toy.
Well, actually, I think that Geeks and Gamer guy already did. I think he literally has a title right now that says Jesse main character Toy Story woke.
And we keep losing brain cells every day, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Lady Aaron, thoughts on the Oscars finally adding stunts category for the 2027 ceremony? Guys, I said it on air. Every one of you saw it. Zach saw it. I told you all on air when we talked about this. I told you they're going to add it on the 100th ceremony. For some reason, they're not going to do it before. They're not going to do it after. They're going to add it for the 100th. And what they did, they added it for the 100th Oscars. I told everyone. But yeah, it's great. It's about damn time that it happens. So, yeah. Zach?
Awesome. I mean, Tom Cruise ain't ever getting that award. He's getting that honorary award by them.
Yeah, Lifetime Achievement Award.
Exactly.
Right. What's next?
Tony Movie Chappie, I hope this isn't a controversial question, but Zach, do you consider yourself to be a feminist? Why is it just me? Why can't you ask Ren that?
Because I'm European.
It doesn't matter. With you liking women in lead roles on films when done right. I like anyone that's in a lead role in a film. Yeah. It doesn't matter if they're a woman, a man. I'll watch the movie.
Yeah. I'm not stopping myself from watching a movie if a man or a woman is.
Yeah.
That's not the reason I decide whether to watch a movie or not.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter what genre of film it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if I think the story's good, I'm going to watch it.
Mm-hmm. Lady Aaron, what are your thoughts about people that are throwing popcorn and throwing drinks in a theater watching a certain moment in the Minecraft movie?
Chicken jockey.
Fuck those people. Punch them in the face. Knock their teeth out. Make them eat their teeth through their asshole after you knock those teeth out. Like, just fucking stop. You're going to go there to watch a movie. Sit down, be fucking quiet, or I'll slap the taste out of your mouth. That's it. It's as simple as. Zach?
Chicken jockey, man. Chicken jockey.
I don't know what that means. This is not English to me.
Let me tell you right now. I think you will absolutely hate this movie. You will think it's one of the biggest pieces of garbage in the entire world.
Probably.
I thought it was so much fun. So fucking stupid. It's a terrible movie. But I hate myself for liking it. But it's funny, when I watched it, like, these moments, like, were like, oh yeah, it's funny line delivery, but like, that's just the fact that like people have just taken it to like that extra level. You ruin it for other people.
All right, what's next?
If Sinners does get any Oscar nominations next year, which categories do you think it'll be nominated for? Kind of already mentioned that. Director, writer, actor, production design. But again, that's if it's even is one of them. So it should get every category besides the ones it can't get.
Mm-hmm. Lady Aaron, are you guys worried about seeing Ryan Gosling in a Star Wars film, or do you feel confident in him? Well, you're going to have to go back and watch our conversation about this exact topic on the first half of the show. I will say, as I said again, Ryan Gosling is my favorite working actor, so I think the answer is implied.
I have a fun question. I'll be the last question of the show.
No, there is one
under 70%.
The last question, ask it after, because...
is there one more?
Question. Yeah.
Okay, I'll wait. G. Colby, how would you rank Ryan Coogler's films after Sinners? Sinners, Fruitvale Station. No, Sinners, Creed, Fruitvale Station, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Films. Sinners, Creed, Black Panther 2, Fruitvale Station. So yeah, all great though. I think his worst movie is a B. Yeah, it's a B. Yeah. So he has no bad movies, no misses. So yeah. All right, everyone. Oh, you want the
I have
last
my
one.
last question. Over under 70%, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds make a voice cameo in Star Wars Starfighter.
Yes, but we won't even know it's them. Like when they did it in Free Guy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be one of those. Hugh Jackman was that guy, or Ryan Reynolds was that guy? Yeah, something like that. All right, everyone. 100% over 70. You said over 70, right? That was the line.
70, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. All right, everyone. With that out of the way, thank you very much for watching. Look forward to joining you next Saturday for another show, and hopefully more news from Star Wars Celebration, maybe other things. As long as it's good news, we welcome it. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great weekend. Have a great WrestleMania. And until next weekend, love each other and love